Moses wrote the book of Deuteronomy.
My brother left because he's getting ready to get cut.
Come on, read it again.
He that seeth, I know him.
We are one nation of people that God chose to be his own special people. Nobody else got the laws but these people. They were the ones on the Mount Sinai with Moses.
This brother come over here talking this foolishness about Egypt. And we bring out the scriptures right now showing you that the Lord destroyed Egypt.
Say after here, this is the revealing of the black Messiah. Come on.
What's your name, first and foremost? James, my name is Iuic. All right. What have you been taught in America?
Well, I'm 42, so within the last 40 years, I've probably been African American, Negro. What was the other one? Afro-American.
So in the last 40 years, you went through 3 different nationalities, right? You hear us? All right. Do you know that according to the Bible, that was a curse upon the children of Israel? The children of Israel, according to God, are the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans of slave descent. The indigenous people of this continent, the indigenous people of the Caribbean, the indigenous people of South America. According to God, we are the Israelites. All right, the laws was given to us. We wrote God's laws, and in a direct effect of that, God sent us into captivity. All right, let's start with open up with Judith 8 verse 22, and get me Isaiah. You get me Judith 8:22. Brother, get me Isaiah 65:15. All right. So what we come out here to do? We come out here to teach our people who they are according to God. To teach you so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and Native Americans that you are the Israelites according to the Bible. You are not Black American and you are not Negroes. Okay? Give me Judith 8:22.
The book of Judith, chapter 8, verse 22. And the slaughter of our brethren and the captivity of the country and the desolation of our inheritance.
So the desolation of our inheritance, the captivity of our country, that's talking about us as a people, the nation of Israel. You so-called Negroes, you West Indians, you Native Americans, and you Hispanics. We make up the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's
the
right.
desolation of our country is talking about what? Jerusalem. Because believe it or not, according to God, Jerusalem is the home country of you so-called Negroes. Africa is not your homeland. Jamaica is not your homeland, nor is Haiti, nor is America your homeland. Because those countries we were dragged there to serve captivity. But now we have 2 nations of people over there in our homeland, Jerusalem, fighting over a country that's not theirs. You got the Arabs on one side, posing as Palestinians, and you have the so-called white man calling himself a Jew, calling himself Jewish. All right, because he's not the Jew. The real Jews are you so-called blacks and Hispanics. Read that from the top.
And the slaughter of our brethren and the captivity of the country and the desolation of our inheritance will he turn upon our heads.
Will God turn upon our heads, so-called blacks, Hispanics, right? All you gotta do is just look around in your community. What other nation of people live the way we live? Look at our brothers and sisters. They're destroyed as a nation of people. All right? When you go to the Arab communities, you don't see their communities like this. When you go into Chinatown, where the Asians live over there in Bensonhurst, Bay Ridge.
That's where we go shop. So
Exactly.
money and then
They don't live the way we live. When you go into the white community, the suburbs, why is the crime rate high in our communities? Why? Because it's a curse upon
Got us all
us.
on
We
top of
hate
each other,
ourselves. Look what happened the other day, a prime example, right? Look what happened the other day over there at King's Plaza. You heard about that? There was like rioting or something. Yeah. Whole bunch of blacks, crazy Negroes, and crazy Hispanics looting the stores. Doing a knockout game in the stores, robbing the stores. It was all over Fox News. Why when we turn on the TV, we don't hear Arabs doing something like that? Or these little Chinese kids, or these little so-called white kids.
That's right.
Why is it only our people who are destroyed like that? Read it again.
And the slaughter of our brethren and the captivity of the country and the desolation of our inheritance will he turn upon our heads among the Gentiles.
Among the Gentiles, meaning the other nations. Read.
Wheresoever we shall be in bondage.
Wheresoever we shall be in what?
In bondage.
Are we in bondage here? How did we get here? On a boat.
Slave ship.
By the way of slave ships. Your great-grandfather, how did he come to this country, sir? How did your great-grandfather come to this country? By ship, by slave ship, right?
All our story.
Exactly. That's the so-called, that's the history of the so-called Negroes and Hispanics. And that's the past, and it's also the present. Because we are still this day in captivity. We are still this day in captivity. Baruch through the night.
This ain't living.
Alright, Baruch through the night.
Baruch chapter 3 verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity in New York, in America, over there in Haiti, Jamaica. We are still in captivity. Why? Because it's the other nations. First, the other nations brought us here, right? On top of that, we're paying taxes to the other nations. We're not ruling over our oppressors. Our oppressors are still ruling over us. Look around. Who own these stores? That hair store is probably owned by some Koreans. T-Mobile's owned by some so-called white men.
Jewish still probably own the whole building.
Sprint owned by a so-called white man. All right, and all of these people are profiting off of our flesh, off of our blood, off of our hard work. Read.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach.
For a reproach, because we are a reproach amongst the other nations. They look at us like, damn, these people been here for over 350 years and they can't get it together. These Negroes, these Hispanics, these spics, because that's what they call us, right? They call us niggas, they call us spics. They can't get it together. The so-called black woman, she can't get it together. Here she is, 13, pregnant with her 10th child. The black man's a gangbanger. Where in the white community do you have a juvenile detention center in the middle of the suburb? There's a juvenile detention center right here. There's 2 of them in the middle of our community. Why? Why? Because we are destroyed as a nation of people. You don't stop and ask yourselves why we live like this? I'm talking to you old folks. You people up in age. You don't ask yourselves why we destroyed. You're satisfied with the condition that you're in? If you're satisfied, then something's wrong with you. You need to go to the doctor and get your head checked. If you're satisfied with the way your brothers and sisters is living, something is wrong with you. Read.
For a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment.
And to be subject to payment. Taxes, income tax, taking them on rent, taking the majority of your salary. We are gods of this earth, but now we have become servants, and the other nations has become lords over us.
Kind of real scripture that says we are like men, right?
Yes, that's in the book of Psalms. All right, drop that. Get me 2nd Esdras. Give me 2nd Esdras. Still hold what you got in Isaiah. Yeah. So the other nation has become lords of us. You know why? Because black men don't want to rise up and stand up for the word of God. So guess what? If you don't want to rise up and stand for the word of God, it's only right that you continue to serve in captivity. All right? Read what you got.
Ezra what?
2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
So Adam is the Lord of all the creatures. The first Adam was a God in the earth. He named all the creatures. God made Adam a Lord over the planet Earth. Read.
Of him come we all.
Of him come we all nations. Read.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
So God is putting a difference between all the people that came out of Adam and the people that he chose. Read.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
You hear that brother smoking a cigarette that's defiling his temple? You hear that brother? I'm speaking to you. God says that he made you a Lord over the planet Earth. But because of sin, we became servants. Read that part again, that last part.
Because thou madest the world for our sakes.
God made the world for our sakes.
As for the other people.
As for the other nations, your so-called white man, Chinese, Arabs, East Indians, Korean, Japanese, Africans. Read.
Which also come of Adam.
Because they come of Adam, because all of us came from Adam. Read.
Thou hast said, that they are
You
nothing.
hear what God says? You hear what God said, black man? You, brother, right there, that's old enough to be my father. You heard what God says? Read that again for the brother.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam,
You hear what God is saying about the so-called white man, your oppressor? Read.
thou hast said that they are nothing.
God said that they are nothing. So how come these people who has been reputed as nothing became lords over us? How did this happen? When did this happen? How did this happen? Because we broke God's commandments. Read on.
But be like unto spittle, and has
Be like unto spittle. You know what spittle? What's spittle? Spit. That little spit that falls out your mouth. God is comparing the other nations to spit. And you ain't gonna hear this in no Sunday church. Read.
and has likened the abundance of them.
The abundance mean all of them. If you take all the nations and put them together,
Unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
it's a drop that falleth from a vessel. You got a bucket of water. You running with that bucket of water. You spill a little bit of water on the ground. Are you gonna care about that little water you spill? Well, that's what God says. Okay? Get on, breathe.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us.
You hear that? In America, the white man became a lord over us. Over there in the UK, the white man became a lord over us. In the Caribbean, the British Europeans became a lord over us. During the Arab captivity, the Arabs were lord over us. They had us in slavery too. Why? As a result of sin. Exactly. Ever starting from the Assyrian, Egyptians, the Egyptian captivity, and into the Syrian captivity, all the way till this day, we've been slaves. The only time we had rulership on the planet Earth was under King David, King Solomon, and during the Dark Ages. That's the only time. And during the Dark Ages, we was ruling in wickedness because we weren't observing God's laws.